Welcome to the Open Forum podcast, where every topic is up for discussion. And this podcast is a place where various ideas converge, and no subject is too big or too small to explore. So, I'm your host, Lena Nipsolomoka. And our guest today is Mr. Machituden Tongola. He's the one of the theologians here in Malawi. So, welcome, Mr. Ntongo.
Thank you so much.
So today we are tackling a difficult but critical issue about suicide among the young people or the youths here in Malawi. So it has been noted that there's high increase in the issues about suicide among the youth here in Malawi. So this is a real tragedy that affects the community, the families, and also the society as a whole. So in this episode, we'll explore the underlying causes and also the warnings to look out for, and how we can all play a role in preventing such issues here in Malawi. So whether you're playing, or just someone who cares, okay? So this conversation is essential for us to save a lot of lives. So let's dive into it. So first of all, I want us to understand, when we say suicide, what is it all about?
Firstly, we should understand, or I understand that suicide is when someone or somebody taking his or her life or injured himself.
Yeah.
So, but we should know that suicide is not a personal act.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a society based.
Yes.
Because the moment you are interacting with others, you are in a society.
Yeah.
So your interaction with the society, that's what determines either you can commit suicide or not.
Yeah.
So suicide is a society thing. And there are 4 types of suicide.
Yeah.
I might quote a certain psychologist, someone may call it a philosopher, Emile Durkheim. So he introduced it that there's an egoistic kind of suicide.
Yeah.
There's a altruistic kind of suicide.
Yeah.
There's a anomic and also a fatalistic suicide.
Yes.
So, but what normally discussed is that egoistic suicide. That someone has just wanted to take his or her life
away.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, as I said, there might be many factors based on the society that may lead that person to commit suicide. Yeah. So just to explain, egoistic suicide is when someone is feeling alone, lonely in society, is feeling being detached to the society, and he feel he or she is unworthy living in that society.
Feeling not worthy to live.
Yeah. So that's how I can explain about suicide.
So what do you think are the main reasons for the high rate of suicide cases among your young people here in Malawi or today?
Firstly, there are a number of reasons that a human may want to take his or her life. Yeah, so for someone to reach in that case, it might be unemployment, or you are being treated inhumanly, like even poverty itself.
Exactly. Yeah, I have heard a lot of stories saying that people have been committing suicide just because they are passing through a lot and they have nothing to do. Yes.
There's also this, I can call it as cowardice.
Yes.
Because someone may not want to face the reality of this life, so he may think, no, this is too much. I should
just kill
take
myself
out my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does social media mostly contribute or prevent them to commit suicide? Young people mostly.
I might say both sides, because social media, when we just heard of this word social media, commonly we may think it's always contributing negatively to this case of suicide.
Yeah.
So I might first explain that social media indeed has a role in to make someone to have that thinking of killing him or herself.
Yes.
Yeah. What we saw in suicide in social media mostly impact in our life. So in nowadays, people they do pretend on social media like they are living happy life.
Yeah.
They are living comfortably,
Yes.
luxurious.
Yes,
Yet in action says those people we saw in social media, they are also struggling.
They're struggling
So
a lot.
yeah,
Yes.
so for the person like me,
Yes.
when I saw that picture, this one it seems he's enjoying.
He's enjoying his life.
But
Yeah.
why me am I in this situation?
Yes.
So I'm not.
I'm
Yeah, I
not
may
worth
think
living.
I may not worth a person to live,
Yes.
and you may have a suicide. On the other part, social media, as I put it, that it's not always the negative one. It's also a positive because we have radios where there is some program that advocate on how we can cope up with the mental issues.
Yes.
So both ways, social media has impact on society.
Okay, so are there any specific signs or maybe warnings that a parent, a person, or just a friend can see in a person and tells that maybe this person is thinking something to do with suicide or he's about to commit suicide or just his mind maybe his mind is thinking about committing suicide or his mind are suicidal. Are there any specific signs that a person, a friend, or someone close to him can notice in a person? Are there any specific warnings or signs?
Uh, there might be a number of signs
Yeah.
which we can notice, but there are also some I may call it symptoms that we can't know. Because when we talk about suicide, it's a mental thing.
Yes.
So I might not be into someone's mind.
Exactly. Yeah.
Someone, people do pretend when doing things.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you may wonder that you saw somebody today, he was living like a happy life.
Yeah.
He was enjoying.
Yes.
But you may heard tomorrow that that man has committed
Suicide. Yeah. Yes.
So there might be some signs like we may saw someone being in isolation.
Yeah.
Or being so quiet, depressed.
Yes.
Like a strange character to him.
Yeah.
So on that point, at least we may have also a thing to say to him or her.
Yes.
Or to question, what's wrong to you, my brother? What's wrong to you, my sister? Based on what
he showed
or he showed.
Yes.
But sometimes he might be just quiet,
Yeah.
pretending that everything is okay.
Yeah.
Yet inside, he or she is suffering.
Now, okay. So, what exactly do you think schools and universities can do better to address the issues of suicide among their students or their youth or the young people at their schools?
I may think a university or a high school or the community at large, they must have some platform where these youth may share what they are experiencing. We may call it peer group.
Yes.
Support.
Peer group support.
Yeah. So on those platform, people they can be flexible to express what they are passing through, and in that we can have right right direction on how we can solve or how we can assist someone who is showing that at one point he may think of suicide.
Okay. So looking at we've come to school, and the schools have done that to prevent to prevent their children to commit suicide. So how can the parents themselves or the caregivers create a safe environment to talk about mental health and suicide issues with their children?
I think it's a good question, because when we look nowadays, there is a gap between parents or guardians and their children.
Yeah.
Okay, the gap is there, one, because of how nowadays we are living. Okay, there is no, in many families or most families, there is no a time that there is interaction between the parents and their children.
Yes.
Mostly, they might send a, a student, or they might send their children to school in the morning.
Yeah.
When they come back, the girl will just pick his or her phone,
She's
and
on social media. Yeah.
looking whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And also the dad and mom is busy doing something, or maybe the mom and dad works, so they come at home maybe around 4 or around 6, which is late. They may have a supper at a different place and a different time. Off they go to bed.
Yeah.
So this kind of behavior, they make a gap, which put children not to have time to talk to their dad
parents,
what they are going through.
Exactly.
And they just they may think that their children, they are all well, not knowing something, there is something hidden.
Yes.
So I might encourage parents to have time
with their
to
children
their children,
to
so that
interact.
they may share what they are going through.
Okay, so what exactly can be the immediate actions that someone can take if they suspect maybe their young person or their friend that maybe they can be at risk of committing suicide?
Yeah, if we noticed that there are some signs of, like, that someone is depressed, or he's showing strange character, I think immediately we must confront him or her in a right approach. Ask him what he is going through. He must explain, and also be cautious enough on how you ask questions, on how you will comment on his, being a good listener.
Yes. You have to
understand
listen to understanding
him or her. Then
exactly.
give some piece of advice.
Or
if you feel it's not at your capacity, you can also report it to someone who can advise you.
Exactly.
Sure.
Okay, so looking at your response, you have said that we should confront him or her politely, or not as harsh as someone can be. So how important is early intervention in preventing suicide among the youth?
Yeah, it's obviously, if you intervene early, then you help him or her with some advice. You might rescue the life of this man. Because if you can just leave him or her, he may end up being taking his life. So early intervention is good, and it can help to rescue many lives as we can.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, so how has the rises of maybe loneliness or isolation, especially during pandemics or some things, affect young people to commit suicide, or affected the youth suicide rates to be that high?
Yeah, it's not a deniable fact that pandemic or isolation, because pandemic like result into isolation. When there is a pandemic, there is an enforcement that you should be isolated. And we are talking that suicide is caused when someone feeling he or she is lonely. So you see there's a connection there. So when someone is being isolated, it's now turning back that he may feel, no, I'm not worth living.
Not worth living. Yes.
Yeah, sure. So pandemic has also its own impact in these cases of suicide.
Yeah. So coming this far, so what are some of the ways that the young people can stay connected and find support when they feel isolated, like in this case of pandemic or whatever, but they feel isolated, and they want a way to connect with other peoples and to support, and they need support from others? What are some of the ways the young people can stay connected and find support from others?
I think on the time of pandemic, we should treat it as special. Because when you are in a pandemic, so as we put it, you are in isolation, and at the same time you want to socialize with others. I think now there can be some kind of contradiction. But the same social media, which I said earlier, that it has both the negative and the positive. So on this case, we can look on the positive use of social media that can be used in this case.
To connect the person with others.
So social media, like we have radio, they can help us to connect each other during the pandemic, and we can have access, or the youth can have access to advice or some things they might like in this time.
Okay, that point is very much exactly. So looking this far, we have looked at how people can interact, how people can interact themselves to avoid suicide, what, and also my question is, how can teachers and counselors or other professionals support youth who are struggling with their suicidal thoughts?
Teachers, professions, or some, we might group them as counselors. They have that a big role in society to prevent these cases of suicide. Because they are the ones which might give, or they are supposed to give advice among the youth. Mostly the counselors or professionals, they have more experience of this life. So if they can confront to a boy or to a girl who is passing through certain conditions, either it might be seem that it's a hectic, but to him, to a cancer, he may find the solutions, or he may have something to say, or some piece of advice that there was certain man who goes through like these conditions, but now he is. So they are the good ones to give advice rather than just depending on ourselves, the youth, because we may be some kind of underrating. You bro, what do you know about the life?
Exactly. On that point, you've just reminded me of something. At school, we learn something about fallacies, like appeal to authority. You get, So that fallacy says that maybe you are likely to take advice from someone who is at the certain level, like maybe a teacher or a counselor, rather than your fellow youths, just because that person has that authority over something. Yes. So at that point, I've just reminded me of that. So and I want to know, why is it important to openly discuss suicide and mental health with the young people? How is it important to openly discuss suicide cases or suicide mental health with young people?
Yeah, for us as a society, it's a, I might say it's a must. We need to talk about this, and we should not hide that the people are committing suicide. Because we are expressing them each and every day. We hear that at a certain district, someone has taken his life. So we must be open enough and have more platform to spread this word about the suicide and how we can have solutions, or how we can cope up with the situations we are going through.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it is important to discuss about these issues because it's real. It's not just the thinking. It's not an opinion. It's a reality. So we must have the platform we can discuss them and finding the solutions. Yeah, sure.
So I was thinking, how can young people encourage each other to seek help without feeling ashamed, or without feeling that maybe this person is weak, or maybe ashamed of sharing what he or she is passing through to other people? How can young people encourage each other to seek help without feeling that?
Yeah. I think it's a good question because mostly, if you can see the statistics, the most people who are committing suicide are the youth, and especially boys.
Yes.
So the case is, in our society or in our culture, we believe that a boy is always has to be courageous enough.
Have to be strong.
He must show his masculinity.
Exactly.
So reporting a failure or a weakness to somebody, it's not part of our culture as a boys. So you may want to show off that I'm a boy, yet you are suffering internally. So reporting or helping someone that you can share to others what you are going through can't make you inhuman. You are still a human, and it can't make you to be like you are not a man. We are all equal, being a boy or being a girl. What constitutes a man? We have the same characters. So, and also it's a my plea that these things of advocacy, we always talk about the women empowerment. That thing should also happen to boys. They should, because it seems a boy child now is suffering a lot. Because we are in a society which where mostly girls are being promoted, but the boys are not being promoted. They call it women empowerment seminars. On those seminars, there are a lot being talked about boys, but we boys, we don't know what those women are talking about us. And the advice that they are getting in that seminars, we don't know. So it's a plea. There must be an equal balance or equal advocacy in among or between men and and the females.
Yeah.
Because we're all humans.
Yeah.
And we face same kind of situations in life.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we must be open as boys to share to others.
Yeah. That answer also. I mean, I think come forward to answer the question that I was about to ask. I don't know if it may sound different, but how can we ensure that young people know that it's okay to ask for help when they need it? How can we ensure that?
Yeah, I think that question might or that it might depend on the perspective or the one who wants to seek the advice. To whom you want to seek the advice.
Yes.
Because there are some people when you came to them and you explain what you are going through, they just say, no, you are a man.
Yes.
That's not the case.
Yes.
Go. So, yet the boy is really suffering.
Yeah.
And to the point that he wanted to seek some advice. The counselor must give him, must respect him. Yeah. Not just insulting him and saying, being like, you must be a man.
Yeah.
Yet he is suffering.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think this question, it might depend to the cancer, how they handle their clients when they being confronted for the advice.
Exactly. So we have come a long way, and I just want to know what impact does the suicide have in communities on people that are left behind, especially among the other young people. Let's say maybe someone close to me has committed suicide, and I'm a young person too. So how can it affect us? How can it impact on me or other people that we are on that young group or people, like something like that?
Maybe they can be just a shock.
Yeah,
to their close friends.
Yeah, you can be traumatized.
Yeah, because seeing someone hanging
himself up.
so
Yeah.
it's even a disrespect.
Yeah.
To our body.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we might the youth or his or her friends might be shocked seeing what his or her friend has done. And I think it's just a matter of stupidity that is some people, when they want to commit suicide, they left a note that I will suffer after me has gone. People want to suffer.
Yes, exactly.
And that reality people must know. Those who want to commit suicide, they must know that if I'm going to die, nobody cares.
Nobody is going to suffer.
Nobody is going, unless you're a breadwinner at a certain family.
Okay.
Yes, your siblings, your husband, your wife will suffer indeed.
Exactly.
But as a boy like me, and I wanted to commit suicide, maybe my girlfriend has cheated on me. I'm just deceiving myself.
Exactly.
You'll find another guy, he'll forget about me.
She will be happy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that is thinking that those who will be behind, they will suffer. No, it's a total lie.
Okay. Sure. So before we close this episode, I just want to hear from you, sir. Like if you could have given one piece, if you could have to give like one piece of advice to young people who are struggling with the force of committing suicide, what would it be?
Thank you for that. I should comment. This is my opinion. That whatever situation you are, as a young man or a young lady, my advice is you must remove the heart of cowardice.
Yes.
Because I take suicide as a cowardice. Okay?
Yeah.
You are facing challenges here in life.
Yeah.
And the people, we do face challenges differently.
Exactly.
And if we can come and share, you may think, oh no, I'm enjoying than my friend.
Yeah.
So, but you must be strong enough to challenge those situations.
Yeah.
Life, or as you are growing up, it comes with responsibility.
Exactly.
Yeah. So cowardice is a fact that you don't want to be responsible.
Exactly.
In this life.
Yes, you don't want to be responsible.
Yeah. So you must take care of your own life.
Yeah.
That's first the priority.
Yeah.
And the life is a precious gift from God.
Exactly.
And we must take care of it.
Yeah.
Two, some people, as I said, they commit suicide because of poverty. Mm-hmm. But poverty, it's not an issue. You must work hard. Yeah. To challenge poverty. Not the poverty challenge you to the extent
that
to
you
take your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
exactly.
We must be strong, not cowardice.
Exactly.
That's what I can say.
Yeah. So that's a very good advice to people. So our listeners, they will be encouraged to do whatever it takes to prevent themselves from conducting suicide. So I really appreciate your time. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.